Hello.
Mm. Hi, how are you?
Okay, perfect. They can hear both of us. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am good. I waiting on this storm that's supposed to hit. So
Oh, I know. We're the same. We're the same over here. It's supposed to hit us tomorrow morning. So when is it supposed to hit you all?
sometime around midnight. But yeah, it's already started raining. Like it's been raining all day. I don't know. I haven't seen snow in like 2 years, so I'm a little excited.
I bet. Have you all hit the stores? Like our stores have been crazy over here
Yeah,
with everyone getting all the last minute stuff, getting everything to make sure that they can go ahead and survive whatever might be coming our way. So, well, we can go ahead and chat for a little bit if you're still willing to sit down and chat.
absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I was kind of everyone who was in here, I was kind of picking their brains on your books a little bit. So why don't you, for people who don't know, tell everyone a little bit about the Rainmore University and what they can expect and all that kind of stuff and the Duchess and Devil's Duet.
Yeah. I actually have three series. House of Shadows was my very first series that I put out. It's a paranormal romance, so it's vampires, shifters, fae, werewolves, it's all of that, right? And then for my most, I guess, my bestseller is Speak and Stutter and the novella that goes with it, which is Always. And that one is a little bit darker. It's definitely a little bit more, hmm, I don't, I don't know what kind of word I would put it with, but it is a story about a girl who is just a girl. She just wants to play her cello. And she goes to, of course, Rainmore University. And she's going back. She's after her brother's football game, she's going back to the music hall to retrieve this cello that she wants to play. And she's attacked brutally and left for dead, right? And it kind of cuts to 4 years later when she has essentially left a mental institution after that attack. And so she kind of goes on a path of finding out who did this to her.
Okay. And so the Queen, everyone was talking about their favorite, one of your favorite books of theirs was The Queen of Wrath and Vengeance. So that's from your first series.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then they were telling me that the Duchess and Devil's Duet Snap is going to be the second one, and that one's coming. That one's not released yet.
Yeah, that one's coming. So that one should be out mid to late spring.
Okay.
And it's about Sabrina, who unfortunately something bad also happens to her, but she is Raven's best friend. And in the first book, I actually in the author's don't I ask for patience for her because she's kind of again something bad happens to her and she almost becomes agoraphobic, right? She can't stand people touching her. She can't stand loud noises. She can't stand just being in large crowds. She can't really like she doesn't she's no longer the same, right? She kind of becomes this shell of who she used to be, but she's more just very guarded.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, she is arranged to be married to this mafia boss. And Parker is her bodyguard who's been guarding her since this bad thing happened to her. And it gets interesting. So she's very snarky. She's very different from Raven. She's very kind of strong headed and she's just a beautiful person inside and out, right? But she was fun to write. She was definitely a challenge to write and I had fun.
Yeah. Awesome. And your latest release was Secrets That Bind Us, at least the audiobook. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, so that one follows Verity and Dean. They were high school sweethearts. Verity, unfortunately, at the very beginning of the book, we find out that she loses both her mother and her ex-husband kind of within the span of 2 years. And so after her ex-husband dies, she packs up her kids and she goes back to Texas to deal with with the with the mother, I'm sorry, with the house her mother left behind for her and, her childhood home.
Hmm.
And while she's there, things get a little spooky. Stuff starts going bump in the night, and she does her best to ignore it. but unfortunately it gets worse. While she's there, she also runs into Dean, both her ex-boyfriend, the love of her life, and there are a lot of secrets that come to light. And, Verity is doing her best to take it in stride, and sometimes it just doesn't go well. But yeah, she's also a very strong FMC. She's a single mom, the tropes of single mom and small town sheriff. It's always been you, dual timeline. So you do kind of get some flashbacks to when they were 17, 18, and then how they are now as adults, which they are in their 30s. So
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds interesting. I love it. Definitely, like I love secrets. I love books that have all the secrets in them. So I'm gonna have to get that one and listen. I was only in your ITBs. I know I've told you this before for Speak and Stutter, and those were amazing. Absolutely enjoyed them. So definitely gonna add that one to my list. So I'm gonna jump into a little bit about you as a writer. When did you first realize you wanted to be a writer?
Oh, when I was young, I think I really started writing short stories for fun when I was a teenager. And it was my sophomore English teacher that actually told me that I have a gift. I had to write a short story for her class, and she ended up not only showing the counselor, but the other AP English teachers that were in the school. And and yeah, she kind of really pushed me to keep writing, and so I did. But it wasn't until I was 26, 27 that's when I kind of started writing my first novel.
Okay.
Serious.
When did you publish your first book?
So that one I ended up putting away just because I let the wrong person read it. And they were kind of like the smut is taking away from the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like I feel like I write smut with a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I write spice with a purpose. And so that one I ended up putting away because I got, you know, kind of deterred from it. And then I started writing Queen of Wrath and Vengeance in late 2021. And I published that one in 2023. So
Okay.
she'll be 3 years old in March.
Okay. So, what does your family think of your writing? Is it something that you share with them, or have they always kind of encouraged you to like chase that dream, or
Mm, mm, I didn't really tell anyone. I just did it.
you just did it?
And I just did it. I'm a very don't talk about it, be about it. Don't say it, do it. And so I really just put my mind to it. And I mean, like, yeah, I had said, yeah, I'm writing a book, but that's nothing new. Like they'd heard me say that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, oh, okay. And so I don't think they thought it would come to what it is now.
Yeah.
I think they just thought, oh, she's just, writing a book. But it's been incredible. The support has been amazing. My brother buys all of my books. He doesn't read them, but my
Mm-hmm.
sister-in-law does. She's on my street team. She's amazing.
I love that. I love that. So, kind of dipping into you as a writer, how do you handle moments when inspiration seems hard to find, like writer's block? Have you ever had moments like that when you've been writing? Because I know me and you talked in the live. You're really great about kind of writing a couple books, saving them up, and then doing kind of like what they call a rapid release. And so, how do you work through your writer's block and still stay on track in order to get those books out?
So I don't call it writer's block. Sorry. So I don't call it writer's block. I call it being stuck. I feel like writer's block is a curse word. So what I initially do is I will switch from work in progress to work in progress just because if one gets a little too heavy, then I can go into a lighter one, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I do that. But inspiration, I mean, reading has always been, kind of an inhale, writing has always been an exhale. And so sometimes I'll also talk out plot points with Mia, my PA, or my sister-in-law, right? We have something called Wind Out, and we'll just sit on the back porch, drink some wine, and I'll talk plot points with her and how do I get from here to here? So that kind of really helps a lot. So I can kind of get my wheels turning. If I talk about it out loud, it feels more real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like what you said about reading as an inhale, writing as an exhale. So when you inhale and you're researching, do you read for research, or how do you research your projects?
Oh, absolutely. I think I have an entire library dedicated to nothing but research books. I have a book of fashion throughout the decades, right? Because I love to kind of not only see it, but when I write about it, I want to get it right. I have autobiographies. I have just kind of a lot of things that you wouldn't find on the internet. And, because it's personal accounts. It's, real stories from real people. And so, yeah, I think that sometimes that's the best way to go, is just the old-fashioned way, which is reading a book.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But my thing is, if you're gonna, whatever you're gonna write in, read in, like just immerse yourself in it, and some of the best research you could do. So, what would you say is the most inspiring feedback you've ever received from a reader, family member, anybody?
When I started writing Queen of Wrath and Vengeance, I was only letting a friend of mine read it, and he said, because he reads smut with his wife, like, he loves to read with his wife, and then he and his wife sometimes like to reimagine some of those scenes. But, when I said I'm writing a book, he said, "Send it to me. Let me read it." And I was like, "Okay." So, this is someone that I've trusted for over 7 years. Like, I love this guy and I love his wife and his kids. And and so I sent it to him. I sent him the first, I think, like 6 chapters. And he goes, "Listen, kid, I've read a lot of shit. This is not shit. Keep going. Even if you're only writing a chapter for me, keep going.
I love that.
Keep going." Yeah.
That's awesome. So, kind of like, I know I don't think that you would ever do, like, I'm not insinuating this, but do you ever base your characters off of real people when you're
Yes, absolutely.
absolutely the good and the bad? It's hard. I mean, like, yeah, we take research, we read books, but you also, you watch people and they could become characters in your books, right?
Yeah, absolutely. People watching is actually another favorite thing of mine. Sometimes, my brother likes to joke around that if there's a brother in a book and if they're annoying, it's probably him. And I'm like, not just brothers.
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead.
No, no, I was just agreeing with you. You can take inspiration from anyone and anything, and people watching is one of my favorite. Like, I can go to an airport or wherever and just watch people and find inspiration in something someone does or says, or an argument that's having or happening, or lovers kissing each other goodbye. Like, you can just, inspiration is everywhere. So definitely,
Oh, absolutely.
annoying brothers will definitely make it into that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think there's an entire conversation actually that I had with my ex-husband in, God, this was back in maybe 2024. No, that feels, yeah. When did I have my oldest? No, no, no. So then it probably happened in like 2018 or 2019. And it was over a blender. But I was so over our marriage. Like, this is so funny. Like, I was so over our marriage that when he was like, "What's wrong with you?" You know, I brought up this stupid blender. And I'm like, "You never bought me a blender." Because, and she was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, you never bought me a blender. Birthdays passed, Christmas passed. We've been together, what, 11 years at this point? And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "And you never kept that promise." He goes, and then he's like, we already had a blender." And I said, "No." I said, "I had a little smoothie maker, and it was good. It was fine." He's like, "Well, it worked like a blender." I'm like, "Yeah, it did. It did." And I said, "But then, I kept waiting for this blender, actual blender, for you to buy me, and you never did."
So,
And he's like,
my big
I
question,
was like,
go on.
"Yeah, you're like, just get the fucking blender. Like, you know what I mean?" And so I'm like, it's not about the blender.
It's not about the
I was like,
blender.
"Forget the fucking blender."
Yeah.
And yeah, that entire conversation actually happened. And I put that in the book because I was like, this is something that so many women will be able to relate to, is a partner, a husband, wife, what have you, is never keeping a promise. And that should be the number one thing that is a red flag. If they cannot keep a small, simple promise, they won't be able to keep any other ones.
That was going to be my question. And my question was going to be, so is that in a book somewhere? The blender file.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, little things like that. I have put in my books as well. And it's very relatable. And I think readers eat that up. They want things that are relatable. And so little things like that, absolutely, you can spin off of and take for inspiration. But then like your readers love it because it's something that they understand. So how long do you say it takes you to write a book? I know that I feel like you're like rapid releasing tons. I'm going to be honest. I'm watching you and you are on fires. But how long would you say it takes you to write a book?
So honestly, it's because I work like I do multiple works in progress at once, right? But Speak and Stutter, the totality of that was, I believe, 16 months because I was also writing the House of Shadows series. But Speak was just something that I couldn't get off my mind. And as soon as that was done, I went straight into writing Stutter. So, or no, I think by the time that I was halfway done with Speak, I was already writing the prologue. And so that kind of kept me, as soon as I was done with Speak, I think Stutter already had 13 chapters written. So yeah, I feel like it just kind of depends on the flow and how much time I have on my hands and how much, because like if my daughters are sick or they have something to do, and it's not like I can take my entire desktop with me,
Yeah.
which is also like if something is going on, I will write on my phone. I'll slip away and I'll write on my phone, and then I will email it to myself, and I'll put it in where it needs to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of depends. So Secrets That Bind Us took me 17 months. Speak and Stutter took me 16 months. Sabrina's Story took me, I'm gonna say 10 months on that one. So it really depends. So it could be anywhere from like 10 months to a year and a half or more.
And I think it definitely you being able to jump between works in progress. That's awesome. So like you said, like you don't believe in like writer's block, you'll just jump to another book. I personally can't do that as an author, but I look up to you for being able to, because then you keep multiple works in progress going and then it looks like you're releasing all the time, but you're actually taking a longer time than people probably think to write them, like you're saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I have an entire, like my team could tell you. Sometimes we'll be on the phone and I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, I just had like the thought for a new story, and I will go over with it completely with like, and I'll write down like the plot, the outline, I'll outline it while we're on the phone. And then I'll look at my schedule and I go, nah, I don't have time to fully dedicate to it. So I'll pin it for 2027, 2028. I just pinned one for 2029.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
that. Oh yeah. Like my brain is, I'm not in 2026. I'm living in 2027 right now. Right.
Yeah.
I think I already even messaged you like, hey, do you want to be an author at my 2027 event? Did I message you or did I dream it?
You dreamed it.
Damn it. Oh well, hey, Evelyn.
You're like, well, while we're here,
Can you open space on your calendar for me?
I will absolutely, I'll hold some space for you. No, yes. But no, that was absolutely a dream. Well, hey, you juggled so many, you're a mom, you're an author, you have all these works in progress. I absolutely can see it being like, did I dream that or did that happen? Like that happens to me all the time too. So
Oh, Mia, oh no. Mia in the comments said you literally said you were going to send the email now like a million times. Well, you know what? Sometimes face to face,
yes.
that's the best way, Mia.
Yeah.
Stop judging me.
I mean, like, so, well, and then we juggle so many things as women that sometimes you're like, I did that. I know I did that. But then when, exactly like you said, you're talking to somebody, you go, oh shit, I told you this, right? And the person goes, no, you didn't. So it happens all the time. We do so much as women that it's,
So what do you have to wear?
yes, so many hats to wear. And then just being a part, I mean, we're part of a community too of uplifting other women. So like I talk to so many other women within the community. I know you do too. And like me and you talk sometimes. And it's like, we're always trying to uplift each other and trying to this and that. And you're like, okay, did I talk to this one or was that the other one? So I get that as well. When you're trying to be a champion for a whole bunch of different people. So, but no, I will absolutely block some time out on my 2027 because I'm like you, I'm working on 2027 right now too. My brain's already there as well.
Yeah, Mia, go ahead and email her with some the date, please, because I'm gonna end up forgetting. Um, or here's the thing too. Sometimes I'll think of all these things that I have to do, and I will be like so ready to do it, and then I will fall asleep. I will nap,
Mm-hmm.
and I wake up and I'm like, did I do it or not? So yeah. But that's so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. I think it's great. No, I don't think that's embarrassing at all. I think it's good. That's like serendipitous the way it came out. I think that's just life, right? Like that's like I said, we go ahead and we juggle so much as women that it comes out like that. And it's like, I think that was a great way for it to come out. So diving back in, let's go back to you. Are you a planner or a plotter? We already discussed you kind of have you sit down, you do your wine, you bounce ideas off of people. But like, do you actually like sit and write down like the plot? Like, yeah, I'm going to stick to this chapter. We're going to do this in the beginning of the book. Or do you let your characters wander and just find their own way?
So sometimes I do, like, here's the thing. I will plot out like the big, like I'll write down the big plot points and the twists and the what's it called? Like the end. But it's A to B to C to D to Z that is totally and completely just, well, how am I getting there?
Yeah.
Right? But that's kind of like when, I'll just let my characters speak through me. With Queen of Wrath and Vengeance, that one was all just letting it go with a flow, and everything I've written after Queen of Wrath and Vengeance has been plotted.
Okay. I get that. I'm like you, like I can see the beginning and the end, and in the middle is kind of like, let's figure it out.
Yeah,
So, and then
that was just squiggle lines.
yeah. And then sometimes the ending changes. Sometimes it doesn't as you try and get there. So I see you all the time live on TikTok now, and you have like a schedule, your live writing schedule. So in that, do you aim for a certain amount of words a day or a week, or what do you kind of aim for as a writer?
Actually, I think the week before I aimed for maybe 2,000 words a week, and then same thing for this week. I was just kind of trying to keep on top of everything else that's going on. Um, and I ended up writing 8,000 words this week. So it really is just kind of like where my mindset is, if I'm in the zone, if I'm not. And and sometimes I do feel guilty because, like I said, sometimes one story is, really gets really heavy. Like I've cried multiple times on a live because, like the other day, I accidentally on purpose killed off a character that I didn't know was going to die. Right.
Yeah.
And I cried for them. I mourned my character, and I cried on the live. And so yeah, and then the other day I had something sweet happen that also made me cry. So it kind of really depends on the flow and the mood. Like I could write 500 words, and then I can write 8,000 words. So it really just depends.
And now I'm going to ask you because I've kind of seen you and watched you. You wrote 8,000 words, but I bet you were editing on top of that too. Does that include your editing or no?
No, that does not include it. So Friday is my editing days.
Okay.
Yeah, so Fridays when I edit, I will do sprints while I edit just because sometimes I'm like, well, I already wrote the story. Now I just have to edit it, right?
Yeah.
And get it into my editor. So Fridays are my editing days, and to pre if I tally it up, usually it only adds maybe like 200 to 1,000 words per edit. So yeah. I mean, I guess I should start adding that to that.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like you. I'm like, oh, sometimes you delete more. And you're just kind of fine tuning, and then sometimes, like you said, it's like 200. But sometimes I've added like 1,000 or more words when I'm editing. Sometimes I'm like, damn, okay, that chapter took on a whole new life, and we added a lot more content. So Yeah, I aim seeing I do something too where do you aim for a certain amount of words? Like do you know when a project is done or do you kind of like roughly around the same word count in your projects? Have you
You know
noticed?
what it is? I feel like I don't always really know like when the story, like I said, I know how it's gonna end, right? Um, but when I when I'm listening to my characters and it feels like they don't have anything more to say,
Mm,
that's kind of when the story ends. And then of course I can finally focus on something else or what have you. But to me it's like ending a chapter, right? Like you don't hear anything else from your character at the moment. So then you can move on to the other character. Or you feel like it'll be better told from another character's point of view. And and so when I feel like they've said all they have to say, that's it.
yeah. Do you notice you add a lot in your second draft, your word count? Do you notice it increase a lot? Sometimes maybe not, or
It's my first draft that's, because I still do it old school. I print it out, I get a red pen, and I sit down with it, and it's like I'm in high school. I fix the grammatical errors. I highlight what needs to be italicized. But then sometimes that's where like all of the meat comes, right? Like, yes,
Mhm.
I write the bones and the story, and I put the broth down, but now it's like that's where it gets the meat. That's the first draft is like this needs to go here, and I could just think that a chapter is perfect, and I'm like, this one's great. But then the next chapter, it's like every paragraph has an extra paragraph added on. So I feel like the first rough draft is the one that's edited the most. It's the second draft that goes by faster.
Yeah. I love the second draft because I don't know, I just feel like you can the hard work is done to me. Like editing's hard, but like, the story's there, the bones are there,
Um,
and you can kind of
yeah.
just engross in your story and it's yours. I always have a moment in time before I release too where I'm like, I have this almost like detachment issue where I'm like, oh, this has been mine for so long. These characters have been mine. I can't wait to share them with the world, but then they're not going to be mine anymore. Do you have something like that too, where it's like you have that little moment in between of like, okay, I have to get ready to share this with everyone, and it's bittersweet. Not that it's bad, but just bittersweet.
Yes. When I was writing Secrets That Bind Us, I made Dean into a very complex character, and I loved him. I bled for him. I cried for him. And then and I'm like, man, people are gonna hate you at first, but then they're gonna fall in love with you. Um, and that was a very like I really didn't think that I was gonna. This was kind of just my what if story, right?
Hmm.
And when I was writing it, it was kind of just a way for me to heal. And then it turned into this thing where I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time. And it did a lot better than I thought it was going to, if I'm honest. Um, but yeah, it was one of those things where it was just kind of like my story. This is me right here. This is me encoded. This is a lot of my thoughts, a lot of my feelings are in this book. I'm healing here. And I gave pieces of my broken heart. You know what I mean? And for a long time I was really scared to release it because it was mine. This is
Yeah.
mine.
Especially when you pour yourself into like it's a piece of you. Like I have one or two books like that too, where you literally. I mean, I think we always bleed on paper, right? Like they say, they're always a part of your heart and soul. The stories that you write, but there's certain ones in particular that you're like, this is really close to home, and so they mean a little bit. I don't want to say more, but I get what you're saying. Just the detachment from it, and you put it better than I'm putting it. I'll tell you that much because I'm rambling right now. But I absolutely agree.
Yeah, sometimes it's like these are mine.
Hmm.
This is me, you know. Yeah.
So how about what you're working on right now? What do you already said you're looking at 2027. You already plotting stuff for 2029. So can you share a little bit of what's to come for you?
Yeah. So Snap, of course, is coming out mid to late spring. And then I have another one that I haven't released the title yet, but that one is My Baby. I've been working on that one for over a year.
Wow.
And the research that I put into it alone took me a year. So in total, I think I prepared for it 6 months in advance. And then it's been a year now that I started writing it. So total is I've been on this thing for 18 months. That one is going to come out hopefully October, and it will be a simultaneous release, audio, ebook, print. And then I have another one, kind of a fluffy romance that I've been writing kind of in between the heavier ones. And that was just kind of like a relief for me. But that's going to be a totally brand new series. And I really hope everyone loves that one because that one is it's just kind of something lighter than what I usually write. Not that I'm getting away from dark romance. It's just that sometimes I just need something a little bit lighter. You know what I mean? And so Mia right there said teal, and that's exactly what it is. So I have color coded all of my books so that when I talk about them on lives, I can talk about the color that they are, because that's going to be the color that's on their cover. And so I have teal and I have green and I have I think gray and I have onyx and I have all of these red that's coming, and that's just a way for me to be able to talk about it without giving away the title, giving away too much. So yeah, and I think I read something to you on a live, didn't I? Something that I have coming.
Yeah. You did an awesome job too. I told you you should go into voice acting. I was like, I'd hire you, Ruby. You did awesome reading that, but you did read live and it was an amazing snippet. I don't remember which book, which colored book that was from, but when it does release, you got to let me know so that I can read the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I think it was green. Mia? Sorry, she's down there. I think so. Or maybe it was teal.
Whatever it was
I
damn
don't know.
good.
I think it was green. I really do. And that one is oh no. That one was gray. That one was gray. And that one is set for 2027.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. So when it sounds like you're always working. Do you ever take a break from writing? And if you do, what do you do when you take a break?
So I read, I sleep, I hang out with my kids, I go shopping, I'll go watch a movie at the theaters by myself. I will do that when my kids are in school. So yeah, that way I can watch whatever it is I want to. I can get the matinee and not feel guilty. Yeah, I will walk around. It really just all depends on my mood. Sometimes, like today, it's raining and it's beautiful. Sometimes I'll go on the back porch and I'll just kind of watch the rain and relax out there.
Yeah. So do you see I'm a weirdo. I don't read or try and listen to audiobooks while I'm writing just because I like to stay in my own world. Do you have an issue with that? Do you like to stay immersed in your own world when you go ahead and write, or are you like one of those where you're like, no, I can read, I can write, I can listen to audiobooks, all that kind of stuff while you're doing it?
So the thing is about audiobooks is you have to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to pay. So sometimes the only time that I have time for an audiobook is when I'm driving. And unfortunately, usually when I'm driving, I have my kids in the back seat. Um, so that's something that like I will have to do kind of when they're out their dads and I actually have time to like sit down and focus on an audiobook. But no, so I have a thing for my guilty pleasure is Omega verses. Like so it has nothing to do with whatever world I'm building currently. It has nothing to do with like and it's just fluffy, it's just nice, it's smutty and it's you know what I mean? It's my guilty pleasure. And what I do is I try really hard not to read whatever genre I'm writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see
That way it doesn't get marked into like what
working on.
I'm writing, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah. But yeah, Omega verses are are my favorite. I have an entire bookshelf dedicated to Omega verses.
I love it. So what kind of I'm gonna get you with some rapid fire in a second. I always like to end everything. We're gonna get to know you a little bit better. But what piece of advice would you give to an aspiring writer?
Don't let the wrong person read your soul.
Hmm.
When you start writing and you are letting someone read it, make sure they read the genre that you are writing. Make sure they read the genre you are writing. Because if they do not, they will hurt your soul. they will read your soul and then tell you it's not good enough, and then you won't try again.
Yeah.
And if you do try again, it'll be years later when you could have, in fact, done it the first time.
Yeah. Good advice.
Thank you.
Because it's hard enough even after you do publish with the bad reviews, and you know what I mean. Just like not everyone's going to like
Oh,
everything you write. So yeah, you think that it's like how you think that like the battle is writing a book, but like a lot of the battle comes after writing the book. Sometimes you talk to some authors and they're just like, writing the book's easy. It's the marketing, it's the dealing with, the bad reviews and the this and the that and all that kind of stuff, everything that comes after.
okay, but can I say fuck marketing? Like, what do you mean? I already wrote the thing. What do you mean I still have to ask people? You know what it feels like? It feels like Oliver Twist when he goes up to and he's like holding the bowl and he's like, please, sir, I want some more. It
Yeah.
kind of feels like you're going up to the people and you're going, please read my book, please, and it's at some points it almost feels like you're begging,
I know.
and I hate it.
I
I
know.
hate it.
It's hard. I do too. I hate that part of it. The begging part is like, yeah, I've never been able to do it well. Just feels aching to me. So I totally get what you're saying. But then you find loyal readers. Like, look, there's 14 people in the audience, and you have 15 now. And it's like, so, you find your tribe too, and you run with them. But
Absolutely.
marketing sucks. And marketing's always
Oh, yeah.
changing. So it's like, even what we're doing right now is probably not what we'll be doing in a year or two. And it's just, it makes it a difficult juggle. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire. So we're going to get to know Ruby a little bit better. So you just got to say one or the other. Okay. And if you want to talk a little bit about it, you can talk a little bit about it. But we're going to see what sets your world on fire outside of the books and all that kind of stuff. So in the morning, let's see, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How do you take your coffee?
I take it with sugar-free creamer, and that's it, and some whipped cream. I feel like whipped cream just sweetens it just enough, and it's wonderful.
I like the cold, when everyone started doing the cold cream, or like I got into the pumpkin cold cream this last fall, where like you put it on top and then it like slowly gets into your coffee. So I get you. Yeah, it does add that little extra. That's for sure. So hot dogs or hamburgers?
Oh, hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Mountains or beach?
Mountains.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Are you excited for the storm that's coming in then?
I am, which is terrible because you know what I told Mia? I said, hopefully, my power does go out so I can rot.
So you have a break. Yeah, I know. I'm looking for it. I'm like, I just don't want to work so that I can write. I'm like, please don't let the power go out because I need to use these days where I can actually get some words in. That would be great. Then I don't have to go to work. But if I was like you too, I'd be like, yeah, no, the power can go out and I could just lay in bed. That would be great.
Yeah, I have everything charged already so that you know what? Hit me.
Yeah, right? You're like, I'm ready. Let's just do this.
Absolutely.
So are you more morning or evening?
Evening.
Evening.
Mornings make me mad.
Like I can do mornings, but I just don't want anyone to talk to me during the morning, if that makes sense. Like I wake up around 10 or 11, I feel like, even though I get up at like 6, I'm like, I'm not really good until 10 or 11.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel you. Cats or dogs?
I got both, but I'm more of a dog person.
Okay. What kind of dog do you have?
I have 2 husky pits mixed, and then I have a Rottweiler.
Okay. So, wow, you got 3 dogs. And you have cats too? Do they get along together?
I have a cat. Well, it's not even my cat. It's my kid's cat. But he is a baby. I don't know. He's like a toddler. He lets us pass him around like a toddler. He's this big freaking meatball. Like his name's Lasagna, but I'm like, no, your name is Meatball because you're like he will eat his food and his stomach's on the ground. Like
What kind of cat is it?
It's just an orange tabby kid. Like he's just an orange fluff ball. And
I was going to say, those orange tabbies, they can get fat. I've seen some fat orange tabbies. Like, I love it. So, salty or sweet?
oh man, sweet.
Sweet. Texting or phone calls?
Oh gosh. I used to be all about texting, but lately I've been doing a lot of phone calls. And so it's so much faster to get your point across and nothing gets messed up or out of context. So yeah.
Yeah, texting is difficult. It's like the out of context things can definitely hit people. It's like some people read it's like I didn't have that tone of voice when I texted it to you. You know what I mean? Like especially if you're a very direct person. I'm a very direct person, so people can take my text sometimes as not the way I intended. So I agree with you.
Hmm.
In that case, phone calls are better.
I'm actually that way as well. Like I'm a very like, please don't waste my time. My time is valuable, right? Yours is valuable, mine is valuable. And so small talk to me sometimes is very like, get it out of the way and tell me what you need, right? So usually when I tell people something, I'll message them like right in the morning as I wake up, and then I'll look at the message that I've already sent and I go, hey, you know what? There was supposed to be a good morning in there somewhere, and then I'll send that message as well. Because I'm like, that's kind of rude. So
I'm the
so
same
yeah,
way. I was just having a
yeah.
conversation with someone this week. I was like, my husband tells me all the time, he's like, you just don't like small talk. I'm like, I don't. I don't know there's like this someone psychoanalyzed people of why they don't like small talk. And I'll have to pull it up and remember what it said. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I just crave a deeper conversation or tell me what you want and let's just move on. I'm not meaning it in
No,
a
you're right.
rude way. I'm just like, what do we need? Let's get it done. Um,
Exactly.
so I feel you. So vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Oh, okay. Just straight vanilla, nothing on top, no toppings, not like butterscotch, caramel, sprinkles, just vanilla.
Just vanilla.
Well, all right.
Mhm.
Polka dots or stripes?
Oh man.
I know.
Polka dots.
Polka dots. City or countryside?
Countryside.
Okay. Would you rather stay in or go out?
Dan.
Ice cream or cake?
Oh, I can't have both.
You do an ice cream cake.
Cake.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ice cream cake. um, would you rather time travel or teleportation?
Teleport so I can yell at Mia to her face.
Poor Mia. um, pet dragon or pet unicorn?
Dragon.
Okay. Rewind or pause button on life?
Pause.
Pause. Would you rather be invisible or fly?
Fly.
Okay. And with what you write, we're going to see which way you go. Comedy or drama?
Oh man, drama.
Drama.
Yeah.
But you are writing that fluffy. You said fluffy book. So is it like a rom com or is it just like more lighthearted?
It's not a fluffy rom com. It is more hardened, but it's a workplace romance. I don't know how to do banter. I don't know how to make it like I feel like my inner monologue is funny. I don't know how to make the dialogue funny. So I don't know. Cedar James said she was going to teach me how to do it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe in the future.
Okay. So when you're in a car, are you the driver or the passenger?
Driver.
Driver. Fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Do you carry cash or are you more of a credit like card person?
And neither. I'm a phone person. I
You're
just tap to pay.
You have to pay. Okay. um, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke. Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Okay. In a game, are you going to pick the truth or the dare?
The dare.
Dare. All right. I've been on the receiving end of one too many bad dares, so
No.
I pick the truth all the time anymore. So for food, we're not talking books. Spicy or mild?
Oh, spicy.
Spicy. Last question. Pirates or ninjas?
Pirates.
Pirates. All right. Well, that's all I have for you, Miss Ruby, darling. Unless there's something
I
else
feel
you
like you
want
kind of,
to add.
I just feel like you kind of gave me an aptitude test or something. Like, did I fail? What was the answer?
You didn't fail at all. Yeah, right. You're like, what is the diagnosis, doctor? Like,
Yeah.
is my
What,
brain okay?
am I ITMP? What am I?
Yeah. That's funny. I never thought about it that way, but I'm sure that there is some diagnosis in there somewhere. I don't have it for you. I think that you gave great answers, but we just got to know you a little bit better. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, but I don't, is there anything else you want to add?
No, thank you so much for having me. This was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, thanks for agreeing. I'm sorry that we couldn't get our mics working the other night, but hey, we got them working today. I spent 2 hours. They weren't working, then they were, then they weren't. So, but hey, we did it, and I'm glad that we accomplished it and that we were able to chat. So,
Yeah, same. Same.
well, all right. Well, you have a wonderful day. You stay warm, stay safe in the storm that's coming. And for everyone in the audience, thank you all for joining us. And this is Ruby Darling, everybody. So we're excited to see what comes in 2027 and into 2029 that you're already planning. That's awesome.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm so ready. I'll be safe yourself, okay? Drive safely, stay warm, all the things.
You too. Thank you, Ruby.
Of course.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.